So I'm live at least in a couple places. Excellent. Hello, humans of the internet. It is I, the Z of Katie, here to discuss fascia. But I want to discuss fascia as a landscape, as an environment, as something that we experience through, I'm going to say, qualia. Hello. Hi, Slay. We're talking about fascia today, and I have us in front of this Nijing 2 chart, just so that we can go into it metaphor, okay? So this is a chart from Chinese medicine that is, I understand it as fertility and evolution. Excuse me. It's very often translated as the inner warp. Hi, Lucy. How are you? We're talking about fascia. Joan is here. People are here. So this chart is translated as the inner warp. Warp as in something you would use in like textile arts, but also warp as in the nature of our connective tissue is, you know how if you take a piece of, what is it, like a ribbon, and you put a blade on it and do this, and the ribbon gets curly? That's kind of how I think about our fascia. It's connected to everything. It connects everything, 100,000%, everything in our body. And it is tissue that has just been so woefully studied and under contemplated, in large part because of the history of medicine and how gynecology happened, how humans used to do things like sell other humans. It's very messed up, truly, a lot of our history. So being able to contemplate living tissue in a new and peaceful environment, which is what this Nijing 2 is, I think is a good thing. I think it's a good thing. Hello, Beyonder. Hello, everybody. I will be able to hear and answer questions on the Tiki-Tac. I will not on the other places because I'm coming through a proxy server. Okay. The first thing you need to know about fascia is it has the quality of tensegrity, the quality of this kind of a shape. This is a tensegrity model, and it is this would be like similar to a bridge, the way a bridge stays up, but the rule of thumb, essentially, for tensegrity is you have 2 fixed and 1 fluid factor. So I'm just holding this 1 bar here. 2 fixed, those would be the ends. Fluid is how this bead can navigate. But also, you could have these 2 ends of the beams and something more like a slack line, more like a high line. This is much more like how our fascia goes. It is called the extracellular matrix. So I'm in a couple different locations right now streaming, and everybody's going to be patient with me while I bring up an image of fascia that we can look at. There we go. So my friends in other spaces are seeing a slide that has all of our main tracks of fascia. My friends on TikTok, you're seeing just the one. This is the connective tissue that gives our body its morphology. So shockingly, our skeleton doesn't hold itself up. Our skeleton is held by connective tissue. So if you have an experience like Ehlers-Danlos or any kind of injury, like I have a mastectomy scar, we're going to experience a lot of that through these major, major bands of fascia. And the domain that we're in right now is anatomy trains. This is the work of Tom Myers. I think I have his book here to show you. He's a bodywork guy. It's been a long, long, long time since I studied with him. I really like his model though, because it's elegant and easy to perceive. It's easy to perceive a big line of tissue in your body, like looking at it. He has, I think, 12 tracks, and they do pretty much align to the meridians of Chinese medicine, though they're different constitutionally and just like how they're contemplated. But if you've ever heard the term or the phrase, the body keeps the score, fascia is where that would happen. Fascia is very much like the string section in a symphony. It's one of the ways I understand it, that it creates this kind of resonant field where events that occur like one place in your body might have a rippling or oscillatory effect in other places in your body. If you've ever had like referred pain, I think you know what I'm talking about. Okay. So, okay, wait. I'm doing the multiple streams at once, which is very exciting for me, but also not something that I'm perfectly good at. Tensegrity. So biotensegrity is the geometry of living systems, of living tissue. And that is the reason I go back to this Nijing 2 again and again and again. My bird on a wire is here. Because there's life. There is life in this lens. These are Shen. The entities that you see are called Shen in Chinese cosmology, Chinese medicine. Shen are magical, mystical helpers. Magical, mystical. They represent all the autonomic or automagic factors and functions of our body. And the landscape itself, the two ways I would suggest I contemplate this, like as it might be a way of looking at your body as art instead of pathology. One way would be as your connective tissue itself, as the fascia that creates that morphology. And another way could be as the lived experience of your vagus nerve. How does your vagus nerve experience itself in the body? Vagus nerve leaves our brain in the neck, and it travels through all of our major organs. It travels through, innervates the tissue, the visceral tissue in our gut. And because our body has oscillations, not just in our brain, our gut has oscillations. I really, truly do believe, I have no way of proving this, but I believe that our fascia is one of the ways we experience those vibrations, the oscillations, very, very subtle vibrations in our body and our tissues. And the reason I'm saying that's what I believe is because I haven't yet read a paper that backs me up, and I'm not really into just making shit up for the fact of it works. You definitely agree from a personal experience in doing body work on other people. Yeah, our fascia is a matrix. When people say they want to escape the matrix, my first thought is, how are you going to get away from your own body? It's truly, genuinely shaped matrix-like. I'm going to pull up a slide here for my LinkedIn and YouTube friends. Maybe I'm not. So LinkedIn and YouTube, you are looking at a picture of how our spine responds to stress and some images of living tissue. And what you all are going to see, because I don't have this up on my computer, my phone, I don't think. You, in the lens of the TikTok, am I going to decide this is, I might decide this is too much effort to have all of this going on at once. I'm so sorry. I really am grateful that anybody is here, but I can't, it's too much. It's too much. So I will see all of you later. You guys, I will